my family, they don't have anything to say or do for me. I do for myself. And I feel like it should be, I go back with my family, I miss them. They don't control me. I do everything I want for myself.
R 42082, Mr. Charles is present with his counsel, Josh Engel. The state is represented by Brian Goodyear.
Yes, sir. I'm covering for Mr. View.
Okay. We're here for a hearing on judicial release. I don't think Mr. View had much to say about this at the conference.
Judge, I obviously, having not been there, I don't know.
Yeah. What's the state's position?
Judge, the one thing I would say, looking at the reason why his community control was terminated, originally why he was sent to prison, looks like it's questionable whether, because obviously if he's asking for judicial release, he's actually placed on probation again, on community control again. And so with his behavior the last time, it seems unlikely he would be successful on community control. And apparently he's had a couple of problems since he's been in prison as well. And so I guess from my perspective, I think he should just simply serve out his prison term because, again, knowing the nature of the violation that led him to go to prison, I just don't see him as an appropriate candidate for community control.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Engel, anything on behalf of Mr. Charles?
Yes, I'm sure that the court remembers Mr. Charles. You had given him a real good break and putting him on community control originally, which he screwed up, and I think he admits that. I'll tell you why I think he's going to do really well on community control now, other than the fact that he's learned his lesson, and this is really what judicial release is for, which is, you'll see here in the courtroom, he's got his mom and his family here. And I've had a chance to get to know them and talk to them a few times. They are going to make sure that he behaves himself and does whatever the court tells him to do. I feel confident that...
I don't know if that's possible, that they can do that, but...
Yeah. May he address the court, Your Honor?
If you're finished, I interrupted you.
Yeah. No, I'm finished.
Okay. Mr. Charles, is there anything you want to say?
Yes, sir.
All I was saying is your mom and your family can't do this for you.
Yes, sir. No, I could do it for myself.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You sending me there, it taught me a lot. I grew up, and I feel like I learned from that mistake. I'm trying to do better for myself, not just for myself, but my kids and my family. And I see myself like being a good candidate on the papers again or whatever. That's all I have to say. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm truly sorry.
Okay. All right. I'm just looking at a couple of things.
Yes, sir.
You were 20 when this happened, right?
Yes, sir.
How much time do you have remaining?
10 months.
Okay.
I had brought some legal paper in too. They gave me a packet up there for the 10-month mark. Like, they gave me jobs and services I can do.
All right. I find that a sanction other than a prison term would adequately punish for this crime and protect the public from future criminal violations because the factors which indicate a lesser likelihood of recidivism outweigh the factors indicating a greater likelihood of recidivism. That a sanction other than a prison term would not demean the seriousness of the offense because factors indicating his conduct in committing the offense could be construed as somewhat less serious than conduct normally constituting the offense, and they outweigh factors indicating the conduct was more serious than conduct normally constituting the offense. So I'll grant your judicial release, place you on supervision of the Warren County Probation Department for a period of up to 3 years. If you come back and ask them to review this after a year and everything's gone well, then you might have a good chance of getting your probation terminated. As far as supervision, what's the recommendation on his supervision?
Your Honor, so Officer Sukavecki would be the one supervising him. However, Officer Evans gave the recommendation that she believes that he could be amenable to community control. She is concerned about the family member support, and she believes that they encourage his criminal behavior, so she is requesting that he does not go to live with them, that he would be going to Hope House with an ankle monitor, as well as completing the Thinking for a Change class.
Encourage or enable, or just, she put encouraged?
Officer Evans says that it appears that Mr. Charles' family members support and encourage his criminal thinking and behavior. Therefore, if the court is considering granting judicial release, I do not believe returning home would be an appropriate environment at this time.
You have anything to say about that?
My family, they don't have anything to say or do for me. I do for myself. And I feel like it should be, I go back with my family, I miss them. They don't control me. I do everything I want for myself. It's not what they say, it's what I say, sir.
His mother is here as well, Your Honor.
Okay, she wants to speak.
Maybe you could address the court.
If you would,
How are you?
good, thanks. If you come up to that microphone there, please.
How are you?
Good.
Long time no see. I spoke to you before. His family does not permit or even allow him to do bad thinking process. I'm a school teacher. I've been a school teacher for 4 years. Before I was a school teacher, I was a nurse. So my job is to take and protect people. I don't know where that came from, but I'm here to not even convince you, to let you know who I am. Derek has no wrongdoing in my house. He does what I tell him to do. It's no ill, bad decision making. There's no crazy talks. There's no telling him to go jump off a bridge. It's none of that. I tell you, get a job. Take care of your kids. I need you around for me. Do this, do that. It's nothing negative going on in my house. So
Okay.
where that came from is, I don't know, but I'm here to assure you that does not go on in my house.
Okay, sometimes it comes from a perception that people just kind of overlook anything someone does because they love them and they spoil them.
And he is spoiled, but,
Yeah.
but wrong is wrong and right is right. And I had, last time we was in here, you had said something, I wanted to ask you, where did that come from? I don't even allow that kind of crazy music to be played in my house. I have his kids. I have my other grandkids. So, I run my house like a Sunday day church.
Okay, all right, I accept that. All right, so is that where you plan to live with your mom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. If I'm wrong, we'll know pretty soon. And I don't think it's your mom. I think it's you that we have to make sure that we try to help here. Okay.
Case number 25CR43232, the State of
Goodyear?
Ohio versus Casey
Judge,
Zhang.
so he's,
Zhang
is he placed on 3 years community
Here. There were nothing was recommended that you see, right? I mean, you don't see.
Besides the Hope House with an ankle monitor, Officer Evans also is recommending to complete the Thinking for a Change course. Mr. Charles doesn't appear to be, it does not appear that his assessment would show that he has any substance abuse. However, we could also always get him a new assessment as well.
Okay, I agree on the thinking for a change. Let's just take a brief look at why you got yourself where you did. Sometimes that explains a few things.
Judge, is he to be on a monitor for a period of time?
Yes, 30 days.
Okay.
October 1st, 2024, they tried to stop you on I-75. You accelerated and started fleeing the police. your traveling speeds reaching 135 miles an hour. You continued on Dryden Road until you drove off the side of the roadway, went through a park, and later struck a curb. Continued until the vehicle struck a utility pole. Following the 25-minute pursuit, you and 2 passengers fled on foot. It was a stolen vehicle. The ignition was punched out, the key mechanism was in the driver's compartment. Okay, so that's why they're concerned about your behavior in the future, is because of your behavior in this incident.
Yes, sir.
So, do you have a job lined up?
Yes, sir. When I get out, I was on the phone. I got an interview set up for me at Fooyah.
Okay. Well, you can't change what happened back in 24, but you can change what happens in the rest of 26 and the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
You're going to be on supervision for 3 years. You'd be 10 months, you'd be out of prison,
Yes, sir.
but you'd be on post-release control probably then, which is supervision by the Adult Parole Authority.
Okay.
But you're going to be supervised by this probation department. If you don't comply, meaning if you don't show up when you should, you don't have any positive test, which I don't know that there's any reason to think you would. But if you don't follow all the rules of probation, then your judicial release could be revoked, and you don't get a second shot at judicial release.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything else from the state?
So there's a 30-day monitor. He's to complete thinking for a change. Are there any other conditions other than the normal conditions?
Just the standard rules of probation. Okay. Yeah. Anything else from probation?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Engel?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck.
Yes, sir.
When the judge reads out the details of the 135-mile-per-hour police chase, stolen vehicle, and crash, the courtroom finally understands why this release carried so much weight. This was not minor behavior. Yet despite all that, the judge still offered one final shot at freedom, with strict supervision and zero tolerance left. Now it comes down to choices. Was this redemption or reckless trust from the court? Do you think the judge made the right call, or did Mr. Charles just receive a second chance he hasn't earned? Comment below, hit like, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns.